Hi, I'm GX Bob. Welcome to my channel. This is me washing my Lexus at least once a week. I make sure the water doesn't touch my truck because tap water has harmful metals that can ruin your paint job. You know what? I realized that I never washed the roof of my truck. Let's check it out. Wow, oh wow. I see signs of fading. I wanted to say, holy fuck, my paint is fading. But this is a family channel, guys. So instead, I'm going to say, well, I'll be a cow's left balls. My paint is fading. Okay, so now we have physical evidence that our paint is fading. More importantly, where else is it fading on our Lexus? And if it's not fading, has it been repainted? We're going to find out. There's going to be two things that we're going to need to find out. We're going to need the tool and we're going to need a magic number. We'll get to the magic number in a bit. Let's go ahead and check out the tool, guys. We have our Kaiweets paint thickness gauge. Excellent tool to use. I use this quite often. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up here. It comes in a very nice case with a zipper and a little wrist strap. Let's go ahead and open this up here. Right out of the box, this should already be calibrated, but if you are that anal, I'm not talking about loving anal, I'm talking about people that just have an issue with everything and everybody, I will teach you how to calibrate this Kaiweets paint thickness gauge, okay? But normally you just push this button at the bottom right here, which is your needle, just push it and it will automatically turn on, okay? And it should automatically work right out of the box. But for those that love anal, that are anal, let's go ahead and take out our calibration samples right here. First, you got your base plates. These are the plates that you're gonna zero out your measuring instrument. One is non-ferrous, marked NFE, which is aluminum. One is steel, which is our vehicle, and it's marked FE, meaning ferrous. And I'm not talking about Ferris Bueller, I'm talking about steel, guys. We're gonna use the steel base plate right here to zero out our measuring gauge. Let's go ahead and take out our thickness gauges right here. We've got 50 microns, 250 microns, 100 microns, 500 and 1000 microns. They are all labeled for you. Let's go ahead and place them out here. Let's put 50, 100, 250, 500 and 1000, okay? Let's go ahead and calibrate. All you have to do is push the needle at the bottom to turn it on, wake it up. And right at the right hand side over here, you're gonna see a button that says cal, which is calibrate. Hold on to it, and it's gonna go into calibration mode. It's gonna ask for 0. Your 0 is your steel plate right here. So let's go ahead and click it right there, 0. Now, it's asking for the next step, which is 50 microns. Let's go ahead and take the 50 micron test sample right here and place it on here. And you're going to go ahead and place your measuring gauge on here. It caught it. Now let's go ahead and put 100. It took it. Now it's asking for 250. Now it's asking for 500. Now it's asking for 1000 as the final. There you go. Now your unit is calibrated. You do not need to push any other button. It's already loaded and calibrated for you. All right, guys, now that we calibrated our Kaiweets paint thickness measuring tool, what are we going to do with it? I know most of you guys are going to go ahead and pause that video and start taking this tool and start poking up against the body of your vehicle and start getting readings. All I can tell you is take those readings and stick it up your ass, because we're not there yet, guys. We are going to go get our magic number to continue this experiment, okay? What is the magic number? The magic number is the perfect paint layer thickness that came straight out of the Lexus manufacturing plant, okay? We're not gonna get super perfect. Remember, this is not a 2025. This is a 8-year-old car. You guys are gonna have a 10-year-old one, a 3-year-old one, but all of us are going to get a base number. They're all different from each other. Mine is going to be different from yours, but at least you have a number to work from, okay? So we are going to go to the section of the vehicle where the sun doesn't shine. And I'm not talking about my ass. I'm talking about a section of the vehicle where it is least exposed to UV rays, the sun. Follow me, guys. I'm using the paint section within my door jamb. Not just any door jamb. I'm not using the passenger side. It gets used the most. Those doors are opening up all the time. I'm not using the passenger side back door either because it's up against the sidewalk and people get into your vehicle that way the most. The driver's side back door right here is the least used door out of my whole entire vehicle. So we're gonna get our sample right here. And if I'm on this side and I want to flip the screen over, all I have to do is push this button right here. This will flip my screen upside down. There you go, it flips it upside down. Hold on to it, and it flips it back side up. I'm getting 85 microns. So we got 85 microns. What does that mean? Can we start comparing 85 microns to the rest of all the panels on our vehicle? Absolutely not. All we did was take the perfect number that came straight out of Lexus. And you gotta remember that section takes the least amount of clear coats because it's not needed. Lexus is not gonna pay extra money to add thick layers of clear coat on a section that doesn't need clear coat. What you're gonna have to add on to your magic number is the layer of clear coat. So if you go ahead and Google it, Lexus added about 30 to 50 microns of clear coat onto the exterior of your paint. So if I go ahead and go test my hood, my fenders, and my door, I should get a reading of 85 plus 30, which is 115 as the minimum, or 85 plus 50, which is 135. So I have about 115 to 135 min and max where my paint should be. So if I'm getting a lower number than that means my clear coat is wearing off. And that is the section of my vehicle I need to pay attention to by continually taking care of it, waxing it, adding ceramic wax, keep it out of the sun. So if my numbers are high, and this is a good indicator that that section has been repainted. That is why this tool is such a gem whenever you go look at used vehicles, because you know what your base number is and you know what your average is with all of the parts on your vehicle. And once you get to a certain fender or a hood that reads 200 or 300 microns, you know it's been repainted. The seller is not going to tell you that, but as long as you are equipped with the knowledge on how to use this and what the magic number is, you're going to be in good hands. Let's go ahead and test out the numbers on our vehicle and see where we're at. All right, guys, what did I just do? What I just did was I put red tape, fluorescent orange, whatever, at the center of each panel, the center of my hood, the center of the fender, the center of the doors, the center of the doors, the center of the rear quarter panel. I did the same thing on the other side. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to measure the center of each panel. It is better to measure the center of each panel and take your average rather than go all over the place, you know, and getting your average. And this is also to indicate to you guys that I am not trying to shift my measuring tool to get a perfect reading just for the video. I'm going to keep it in the same spot and get the same reading, and we're going to compare it with all the others. But I'm going to do something a little different for you guys. I'm going to forecast something for you guys, okay? I'm going to go ahead and write on these pieces of tape where I know it was repainted, and let's see the readings from that. I know prior to buying this vehicle, my passenger side fender was repainted because it was in a minor fender bender that was not reported to the insurance company, but they did let me know. The passenger rear quarter was sideswiped and repainted, well, fixed and repainted by Lexus in El Monte. Longo Lexus in El Monte, fixed my rear quarter panel, passenger side, and repainted it. So I know this will be brand new paint. So even though I was sideswiped, Lexus painted only the rear quarter panel. This section right here, even though it was part of the accident, Lexus replaced the door that already came pre-painted. So I know that it wasn't manually painted by a human being that can cause over thickness of paint. So we know these numbers right here, even though it's new, are gonna be a lot lower than that rear quarter panel. These numbers might not match a used part that came original, such as my hood or something, but I know that these are brand new, but will be a different number than one that has been repainted. These have just been replaced. Let's go to the next panel. Driver rear corner was repainted. Minor scuff, but it was bothering me so much I had it repainted anyways. No real damage, just cosmetic. So I know this has been repainted, and I know this should be thicker than the rest of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and start with our hood. $146. Driver fender, $128. Driver door, $143. Driver back door, $141. Back trunk, $128. Front passenger door, $164. Passenger rear door, $173. Okay, so far, what do you guys think? Did all of that tell a certain story? All of them came in between $120 and $140, which is in line with what our math calculated at the beginning, $115 to $135. That is pretty damn close. That is perfect, and that is what I was expecting from the OEM sections. Now, we had two that were slightly higher by 20 microns only, okay? And that is because these are brand new Lexus doors that still have worn out because it's been a couple of years already since I've had that painted by a Lexus dealer. But now I am curious to go check out the repainted sections. This is our passenger fender. We have a reading of 302. This is aftermarket paint technician, by the way, a mom and pop shop. Passenger rear quarter panel. A lot lower than the mom and pop shop, but still high at 234. Remember, this has been repainted by Lexus. And finally, our driver's side rear quarter panel. This has also been painted, but not by Lexus, by a mom and pop shop. And just as I suspected, 334. So what do you guys think? All those numbers told a story. All of our OEM panels measured between 120 and 140-ish, right? That is pretty damn close from our original calculations because we originally calculated 85 microns plus 30 to 50 microns, which brought us in the range of 115 to 135. 115 to 135 is what we predicted. We came in around 120 to 140, and we took all the numbers of all of our OEM panels. That was great, spot on. Remember guys, we are not looking for perfect, we are looking for a story behind these numbers. What other stories did our numbers tell us? The fender that was painted by mom and pop shot over 300. The rear quarter panel that was painted by mom and pop shot over 300. What does that tell you? That means they have no clue how much paint to put on. They just sprayed until it looked great. And that's why sometimes when you go to a mom and pop shop, the colors are a little off. The new paint looks way newer. It looks like it just doesn't match with the rest of the car if you look at it at a certain angle, but you're gonna get what you pay for, right? Now, if you went to the Lexus rear quarter panel, which was only $234, Lexus painted that, but it was way below 300 microns. It was a lot closer to the doors that they replaced. Remember, the doors that they replaced for me were not painted. It came straight from the manufacturer like this. The only reason they painted that is because they couldn't replace that whole entire quarter panel. It had to be blended in. So Lexus did a great job by trying to get it as close as possible to the rest of the vehicle. Well, there you guys have it, the Kaiweets paint thickness measuring tool. Is this a gimmick? Oh, hell nah. You saw it right before your very own eyes. It told the story behind the paint on each panel of my Lexus. Do not go buy a used Lexus without bringing this with you along with your Carfax. This right here will tell you if that truck has been in a prior accident. All the links and the discount code is right below the video. Thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.